Most chose to pay for success. I invest in myself for it. Welcome to Coaching with Hui Xin. The wise spend to save, while the poor spend to show. Now allow me to share with you 3 illustrations on how one can spend and should spend to save. So when I say spend to save, the first illustration, I spend 4 times more to buy a slightly bigger house in Geylang. So from a HDB, shifted to a private condo in Geylang because it's near to my workplace. So with the new place, a slightly bigger house, and just within walking distance to my office, there's a lot that I save in terms of life energy. Now how much is that worth? So I've saved in terms of traveling time. I save in terms of, I have more time for sleep, more time for rest, and also more time to spend with my daughter. So life energy, to me, is worth a lot. So when calculated with wisdom, I wanted to be able to save in terms of my life energy by spending 4 times more on a slightly bigger house. Now, second illustration. When you put fixed deposit, that gives you a 0.5% interest, as compared to paying 3% of fees to a fund management company investing into unit trust. And by paying a 3% fees, you get a net return of 3%. Now, with a net return of 3%, you actually save 2.5% more. But many people do not see or understand this principle of spend to save. Spending a 3% as compared to not needing to spend when you put money in the fixed deposit. But spending that 3% on fees, having a net 3% return, is 2.5% more returns that you get as compared to putting money in a fixed deposit. Now, how about a fund management company that charges 5% fees with a net return of 5%? Now, which one will you choose? A fund management company that charges 3% fees, paying a net return of 3%, compared to another fund management company charges 5% fees, yet giving you a 5% net return, which means 4.5% savings compared to putting money in a fixed deposit. Now the third illustration, insurance. You know, when one buys insurance, what does this assured achieve? What is the feeling of someone who is feeling fully insured as compared to one that's less insured? A peace of mind. So one who is fully insured will have this peace of mind that a less insured will never have. So when I was speaking to my sister last year, my sister was telling me, wow, Hui Xin, this year our parents' hospitalization plan require a 10,000 of cash top-up. So she came to me, why not we choose a lesser coverage? Then we need pay less in terms of the cash top-up, in terms of premiums. And I shared with my sister, well, it's okay. Why not you pay the amount that you're comfortable with and let me pay the rest? Even if you're not comfortable to top up with any cash, just allow me to pay this 10,000 of cash annual premium. Because I know very clearly, now with this 10,000 that I spend, how much can I save? Because if one goes into the hospital, one may spend hundreds of thousands and even millions. So when I calculate, when I enjoy this principle of spend to save, I know that by paying that 10,000 per year, I can save hundreds of thousands. And because I know 10,000 is expensive, I also realize one thing: I need to make money. I need to make more money. And because I need to make more money, when I do it, making more money becomes easier. It's just like when you play badminton, you play squash. The more you play, the easier it becomes. So when one don't realize this principle of spend as you save, spend to save, they try to spend as little as possible. How expensive this hospitalization or how expensive these premiums are, I make more money and I get into a virtuous cycle of making more money, and the more I make, the easier it becomes. So remember this first mantra: spend as much as necessary and as little as possible. And when you remember the first mantra, when you remember this first step, what's next? Invest as much as you need and save as much as possible. So when you realize that your financial independence plan requires a 3 million of capital, and with the 3 million capital, if I save monthly, if I do my regular saving and investing of 2,000 a month, and I save as much as possible, I realize that when one spends necessarily and invest as much as one need, this person will trot the path of financial success. So remember, spend as much as necessary and as little as possible. Invest as much as you need and save as much as you can. Thank you.